Hey, this is Ian. I'm just going to do a quick little tutorial here on using CPOMax because I've gotten a few questions, so just want to give it a quick run through and an example. So I'm logged in here to the CPOMax main page. So this is the main calculation page here. A couple things you want to look at first of all is the show instructions and tips. If you haven't read through all of these, you definitely want to read through these. They're there there's a lot of things there that you really need to understand to get the most out of it. It takes 2 minutes to read that, and then you only have to read it once, and then you're set. So definitely read that if you haven't already. Over here you can see how many credits you have. Of course, you need to have credits to use it. So if you need more credits, you click Buy Credits and choose kind of the selection there, Complete Purchase, and then you can click the main logo to come back to the main Cruncher page. So first thing is to enter items. So I'm going to go ahead and start entering. I have this order here that I'm going to use as an example. And so it was a homemaker with a couple steak knives and some cookware added on as well. So I obviously did not stop and try and figure out what was, what the CPO was going to be and what to bonus there on the spot. I just kind of made up a number and just decided to go with it, and so got the sale that way. But so here I'm going to start adding in. For the block, I'm going to start there, so I'm going to start in the item number box. Just type the item number there. Notice I'm not using any color codes there. So I'm just going to do that and then hit enter. You can also click the add button. I think just hitting enter is faster. And so I'm just going to enter everything that way. The one kind of letter code you are going to use, I'll just show an example, is something that has a P on the end or a -1. So if I was entering a sheath, for example, 10 toku sheath, I would just do the -2 like that, no color code. Same thing for a cleaver without the sheath or anything. Or I don't remember if it's P for the plate. No, that's not it. But yeah, if there are a couple item numbers on the auxiliary price list that have a P, so in that case you would use that P number, but not the color code. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract that off, and then just add in all of the other item numbers here real quick. So I'm just going to type them in. Hit enter. That's kind of the fastest way to do it. Whoops. So I made a quick little mistake there. We'll take that off. 37, 38. And then the steak knives, you do have to add those in individually. Unfortunately, to code in a quantity option, essentially, is about $3,000 worth of coding. So if you want to contribute to that fund, feel free. And hopefully it is something we'll have eventually, but it's not as simple as just adding in a quantity box. It changes fundamentally how the calculations are done. So that's something that may come eventually, but for now you just have to type them in. The easy way to get them all in is just type in 2159. On a PC, I'm going to do Control Copy. Just Control C, and just copy that number, and then I can hit enter, and then Control V, paste it back in, enter, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just paste them all in just that fast. Now for the cookware here, I don't remember some of the item numbers, so I'm going to use this item name box here instead of the item number. And so if I just type saucepan, for example, it'll show up all of the things that have that. And so that's an alternate way if you can't remember the item number for something. Cookware DVD is 276, I do remember that. And then fry pan, have one of those. Alright, and that is pretty much everything. So I'm just going to double check all the items, got the block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 8 steak knives and the cookware. Great. So now I'm going to take line 1, and that is the number that I'm going to put in amount charged to customers. So 2049. So I'm not including admin fees, tax, express shipping, anything like that. Just the line 1 charge to customer. So I'm going to put that in and then hit calculate. And we're about to use 1 credit, so that's okay. And you see as the algorithm runs, it works its way closer and closer to the most efficient way to do this order. And so it's going to process through that slowly. As it's processing, just a couple of things here. This amount to charge rep, So there are some instances where it's actually more profitable to charge your account a couple of dollars because you'll get higher CPO versus undercharging, a couple of dollars. Where if you, so say I charge the customer $2,049, and the way the numbers work out, it comes to like $2,040. There are some instances where, let's say, if I put it in where line 1 is actually $2,051, and I charge myself $2, the CPO from that change might be high enough that even though I charge myself a couple dollars, I actually make even more money. And so if this amount here is positive, then that means that is the amount that you're going to charge your account off of line 1. So that, not including the extra from the tax and all that. And so this total retail price, this is the number that, based on what things get bonused, that's going to be what things actually get split out. And then the max CPO is going to be your max CPO. This number is only going to match Vector Connect if the charge to rep number is negative. If the charge to rep number is positive, this is going to actually show up lower than what the actual Vector Connect CPO will be. So just be aware of that. That's just because of how the algorithm works. And so, it shows here the green are things that are paid for. The red are things that are going to be bonused. So in this case, the trimmer, cheese knife, Santoku slicer, turning fork, and 1 steak knife are going to be bonused. And so that's how I would enter things on Vector Connect, and then I would just proceed through and submit the rest of the order. So then once I'm done with that, then I can just come to click here, reset, and that will just clear everything out to start over for a new order. So that is how to use CPOMax.